morning and welcome to Talk Show Time Machine. I'm your host, Betty Newberry. And today we have the pleasure of being joined by two very special guests who have traveled all the way from New York City circa 1836. First, we have Mr. Sun, a very popular publisher at a local newspaper called the Penny Press. Hi there, Mr. Sun. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
We also have Bobby, a local machinist at the shipyards. And where do you work, Bobby?
I'm just down at South Street.
Great, and how are you doing today?
Not too shabby, thanks.
Excellent. Well, let's get this conversation started all about the Penny Press newspaper, shall we? First of all, Mr. Sun, can you please give us a brief overview of the Penny Press?
Well, our Penny Press paper, or a daily newspaper, is basically just a newspaper that we print daily for the low cost of 1 penny.
Thank you. And what makes it so popular?
Well, we think that in our paper, we really speak to what happens in the everyday life of the majority of our citizens in our fair city. We designed our paper so it was easy to read, not too stuffy. And we also wanted to make it objective. We didn't want to have any bias in what we had in our paper. We wanted our readership to come up with their own ideas. And of course, in today's economy, a penny is pretty affordable.
And Bobby, what's your take?
I love it. I love the Penny
Good.
Press. I can read it. I understand what I'm reading. The stories are a lot of fun. Down at the shipyard, all we talk about are the headlines. It's very entertaining. And of course, it's 1 penny.
So, Mr. Sun, what makes the Penny Press so different from other newspapers that are already established, such as the Transcript and the Morning Post?
The difference between our paper and those papers is that we are not politically motivated. As I said before, we want to be as objective as possible. And, those other papers seem opinionated to me, and they seem like they have some sort of a bias or motivation. And we also found that, again, those papers were just a little too stuffy. They didn't speak to the common people of our city.
Why did you develop the Penny Press?
That's a good question. So there were a couple things that's happened that enabled us to do what we do with our newspaper. First of all, the advancements in printing and the advancements in the innovation of the printing press really enabled us to mass produce our paper and get our circulation up into the tens of thousands. And we're able to get that out quickly to people in our city. It's not just reserved for the elite and the upper class. So.
And I heard that you were friends with Benjamin H. Day.
Oh, Benny,
Yes.
yeah. Great
For those
guy.
Viewers who don't know who exactly he is, he's been, sometimes credited with being the leader of the transformation of the newspaper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Benny's a great guy, And the thing that Ben and I talk about a lot, and what I've kind of grabbed from part of the way he thinks, is that his motto was always to design and print a paper that's laid before the people at a price within the means of everyone, and within that to report the news of the day. So that's important to us as well.
Yeah, that really captures the era of good feeling that President Jackson is all about.
Oh, yes.
Can you expand on that, Bobby?
Sure, just equality and inclusion. I wake up in the morning, I head down to work, and I stop at the corner and I pick up a paper from Jimmy at the newsstand, and I'm able to get the daily news and feel a part of society.
Oh.
It wasn't always so easy for me.
Yeah.
Mr. Sun, what do you think is innovative about the Penny Press, and what are some characteristics of the Penny Press that are relevant today?
Well, I don't really know what happens on a daily basis in this time. It's all very foreign to me. But what I think that we do well, that we're hoping will stand the test of time, is we've really been innovative, and we think that we're developing the age of journalism. We're sending reporters out to report just the facts. They're trying to be as objective as possible. And we think that this whole concept of how we portray journalism and what it means to us, we're hoping will last for years and years and years to come. We also do something unique, is we have a great relationship with advertisers. So our advertisers pay for subscriptions to get their information out in our paper, and that makes sure that our paper can stay at a low cost of a penny.
How did the advent of the Penny Press reflect the technological and economic changes in your time?
I think that, again, the key thing for us and the technology that we take advantage of is that printing press. And we're able to press thousands of copies that are identical at a very quick rate. We're able to get that out every day to our readership, and the more people that get our paper, we feel we're doing a better job. And we also think that because of that, more people are reading in our society, and that's important. Another thing that's interesting about what we do is what happens behind the scenes. We employ, I think right now, somewhere between 30 or 40 people that help us produce our newspaper. We have ink specialists, a team that works on the printing press. We have our distribution network where we send our penny press boys out into the streets to sell our paper and distribute. So we think that that's also driving our economies as well.
So then I'm sure you would have a lot to say to critics who believe that the penny press is just a sensationalized tabloid, if you will.
A tabloid? A tabloid.
Tabloid. I think that's like
what does that
when
mean?
It's not true. It's all made up. Is that
Precisely, Bobby. So we would call that in this day and age maybe like a gossip column or rumors.
Well, I'm still a little unsure about what you mean, but I would just say that I don't agree. I think that our stories are true. Our stories are objective. And obviously, our stories are relevant to our readership. If they weren't, we wouldn't have the circulation that we have.
Sorry, I don't know if you've answered this already, but why are there so many ads in your newspaper, Mr. Sun?
Well, if it wasn't for those ads, that paper that we produce would be a lot more money. So the advertisers help keep that cost low, and that's important to us.
Yeah,
so
that's something that
everyone
we
can read
like.
it. Yeah, definitely.
Well, we're almost all out of time, unless there are any last remarks from Mr. Sun or Bobby.
Well, I just want to say that what we hope and what we're trying to do in our papers is to just provide a paper at a low cost to engage and involve the citizens of our fair city. We believe that knowledge is power, and the more information we can get into the hands of more people, it helps our society become more educated, involved, and connected, not just as a community within a street or a neighborhood, but globally as well.
Absolutely, Mr. Sun, and I'd like to personally thank you for allowing me access to information that I didn't have access to before. I can now read the daily news every day with my family at home.
Well, thank you very much, Bobby. We're doing what we aimed out to do then.
Thank you to Mr. Sun and Bobby for joining us in this conversation today. I do have to let them get back to their day in 1836. Please tune in next week to Talk Show Time Machine when we are joined by very special guest, Mr. Gutenberg. Bye-bye for now.